And the only thing worse than just hiking through scree is hiking a trail that goes freaking straight up through this. Like, that's a long way up. And there's no switchbacks. Out of the way. Good morning, everybody. I'm hiding out in my little tent thing. The mosquitoes aren't too bad, but it's nicer to sit down and make your coffee and get your breakfast without having to worry about the mosquitoes. So it's quite pleasant in here. Breakfast this morning is just going to be a bagel because I ran out of my little milks and they didn't have any in the grocery store in Dawson City. They're actually kind of hard to find. I used the little shelf-stable single-serving milks, and not every place has them, but they're good because they keep forever, and I don't have to worry about milk going bad. So, bagel, because I don't have any. And I guess whoop. Technically I could toast my bagel, but that's one more thing to wash. And they're just fine without toasting. My plan is to get this tent down as quickly as possible so that I'm not standing in one place for very long because of the mosquitoes, and then go throw a line in the water. Maybe we'll catch a fish this morning. I mean, doubtful, but we're gonna try. And by we, I mean me. But I'm taking you along. That counts as we. The Jeep is all packed up. Let's go see if we can find some fish. Back across the river to our little island. I'm wearing my same goofy but effective water socks and have my pants tucked into them. And Crocs. This totally works. I caught my sock. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know, going out there and hanging out on that little rock bar and throwing a line in, whether I know what I'm doing or not, or whether I catch anything or not, is still a good morning. Yeah, still a good morning. I'm not gonna go far, but I am gonna walk down our little road for a minute and peer into the underbrush and see if I can find any mushrooms. I did some looking as to what kind of mushrooms grow here, and you can find the good ones. So you can find morels and porcinis, which are the two really good ones. Also oyster mushrooms. I assume aspen oysters. And so I'm just peering around and seeing if anything catches my eye. This is super damp ground. It should be holding mushrooms. but it may be that it's too early. Don't know. If I were a mushroom, I would be growing in here. This is only a couple of them, but we do have fireweed in bloom. Well, made an effort, but I don't see any mushrooms. I mean, not the good ones, but not just any mushrooms at all. So maybe it's just too early. I mean, there's plenty of appropriate trees here. We have pines and aspens that you would expect to find mushrooms in pines and aspens. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking though. All right, let's hit the road. It's kind of sunny out. We're at about mile 35 on the Dempster Highway-ish, just inside Tombstone Territorial Park. And we're gonna go check some things out in this park, or see what there is to check out in this park. Once I make sure I'm not gonna get run over. I think I just startled a motorcycle rider though, popping out of the woods like that. I think this is a popular trail. I have come to the Grizzly Lake Trail, and there's a lot of cars. Let me see if I can find some place to park. All right, let's go take a hike. We are here, and this trail goes all the way to Grizzly Lake. We're not going that far. We are going to the Mount Monolith Viewpoint, and based on the elevation profile here, it's gonna go up. No time like the present to get myself back into hiking shape. This is such a gorgeous little forest. All the fireweed and these little flowers, they're tiny. God. We have fireweed on both sides of the trail. So very pretty to walk through a little patch of fireweed. Found my first little mushrooms. I don't know what those are, but first mushrooms. And this is so neat. This is an old log, and all the things, all the different things, all the different plants that have colonized it and are turning it back into soil. It's kind of the cycle of life and death. Things gotta die for new things to grow. And look, there's wild roses. These are some lovely wild roses. And I forget what these things are called. I call them bluebells. They have an actual name that's not bluebells, but I can't remember what it is. It's really neat to be hiking here when everything is blooming. I am looking all around this area because if I were a morel, this is where I would be growing. Or in the shade over here. The trail is starting to go up now. And I'm pretty sure all of this is what they call reindeer moss. Pretty sure. And it's edible, if it is indeed reindeer moss. But that is not at all my area of expertise. And look at these cool things. I don't know what they would qualify as, like as a moss or some kind of lichen. They're crunchy and they're pretty. Gotta watch your step. There's some very tiny little mushrooms right here. Teeny tiny. We've made it up onto a little ridge. I don't know how much more elevation gain there is. This little bridge ends in some stairs going up, like actual staircase out here in the wilderness. Moop, I gotta pick up the moop. More stairs, and they go up and up and up. I stopped to catch my breath at the top of the stairs, and there's a beautiful view. The trail continues going up quite a bit after the stairs. Whew. Look at the views behind me. We're getting a lot higher now. I am taking my pack off, getting some water, and having a snack. That's better. I'm gonna eat my apple. Look how healthy I'm being. Hiking, eating some fruit. That was a good little refreshing break. And now I gotta continue to go up. I think we're probably about halfway there. And it's just up from here. This is what the trail looks like. Which you can't tell. You can never tell how much that goes up. My guesstimate is that we've gained, oh, it's gonna look really cool. I just got the first glimpse of what we're gonna see, and it's really cool. You can barely see it through the shrubbery, but it's cool. So we've done about 500-foot elevation gain. I think I still have at least another 500 foot to go, but I'm gonna turn the camera around, but you're not gonna be able to see diddly squat in the camera. I don't think. What I'm seeing is right through those trees, really cool craggy rocks that just came into view. Look at this beautiful little plot of what I'm calling reindeer moss. It's kind of neat. It's like firm and crunchy. Little birdies. What are you? Are you a ptarmigan? I don't know. There's another one. Hi. Hi, little birdie. What you doing up here in the mountains? Big step up. I can spot where we're going. It's up there. I see people up there. That's a fair bit more up. We're coming up upon our false summit. That's not the top. But oh, it just goes up, man. It goes up. But it is well worth the view. I'm about halfway to the false summit. And it looks like the trail gets really rocky right here. Super rocky. And still goes way up. Slow and steady. I'm almost to the top of the false summit. It's tough going. I've made it to the top of the false summit. Whew. Not that much further to go, but it's straight up. But you can start to see what we're gonna see. There's nothing worse than hiking through scree, which is what all of this is. Scree is just big jumble of rocks that you often find on the tops of mountains. And the only thing worse than just hiking through scree is hiking a trail that goes freaking straight up through this. Like, that's a long way up. And there's no switchbacks. Hiking down on this stuff is going to be just as bad as hiking up. It's really a challenge to hike downhill, especially when it's this steep on very loose rock. Whew. Look at our views now. That is Tombstone Territorial Park, y'all. This last bit has been excruciatingly slow. But we're there. I'm gonna sit myself down in this spot after I pick up somebody's can lid. Oh, I'm gonna sit in this amazingly beautiful spot and eat my lunch, which is cheese and fudge. That's what I had. This is my lunch view. Finished my lunch, and it's time to head back down. I'm breaking out my hiking poles because hiking down that scree field is going to be very treacherous, and I'll see you guys back at the car. I'm so very pleased to be back at the car. Oh, don't smush my bread. Oh man, that was unfortunate. My bear spray fell down here and sprayed right while I was standing there. And it got here. And it got in the front all the way up here. A few little speckles down here. Right after I put my backpack in the Jeep, it fell out, and so it was a super short deployment, but I was like, what's that taste? That's all unpleasant. I mean, I didn't get full on in the face, but it was unpleasant. I gotta find the little safety thing. I don't know where that went. Did it fall under the car? Or slip out here? I wonder if it fell out somewhere on the trail. That's unfortunate. That means it's going to be able to be deployed. I'm gonna have to look to see how to secure that from firing off. All right, we're gonna clean up as much of that as I can. It's gonna be the cleanest this car has been in a long time. Okay, my temporary solution is I'm gonna jam this in here. I'm gonna jam this little plastic bag in here. So hopefully that will prevent the lever from being depressed. Here we go. And I'm putting it inside a plastic bag. And I'm storing it right there where it can stay upright. Hopefully it won't go off before I can either find that little orange thing that keeps it from going off, or get a better solution. I don't know if they sell those orange little, it's a little orange keeper thing that prevents the bear spray from going off, and it's not present. It was present this morning. Majority of the bear spray is cleaned up, and now I gotta find a place to camp tonight. And it's late, it's 7 o'clock, so I think a lot of the existing campsites are going to be taken already. But there is one that I had marked that potentially could hold multiple vehicles. I saved a campsite on my Google Maps and put a pin there, and I guess normally that would be kind of hard when you don't have internet to navigate to that, but Google Maps knows where I am. It has a little dot where I am, and you can watch your dot move as you go down the road. And the Dempster Highway that I'm on, there's no side roads. So I just follow this dot up until I get close to the pin that I put on my map. And I don't want to start up Starlink because I didn't drive very much today, so I don't have much charge on my power stations. One was getting charged all day with solar, but that won't charge it all the way, especially since it's also powering the fridge. But yeah, no Starlink, but I pre-planned some options, which is very unlike me. But I think it's going to end up having been a good idea. That's the Tombstone Interpretive Center, where you would go to learn about this provincial park, where I would have gone to learn about this provincial park if I had gotten that far. But it's closed, so I'm not learning about this provincial park on the way up. Did I just call this a provincial park? It's not a provincial park. It's a territorial park, because the Yukon is not a province, it is a territory. I don't even know what I said. Well, that is just all kinds of spectacular. There's a spot here where you can stop and look at it because it is jaw-droppingly beautiful. This world never ceases to amaze me. Oh crap, I left my window down. I don't think too many mosquitoes got in. And I need to stop dilly-dallying and get to camp. It's still like 20 kilometers away till the first potential camp. I was not expecting that. I was expecting, yeah, it's probably a nice little provincial territorial park, and it's not going to be all that. I was wrong. So wrong. I found a spot. This spot is not on iOverlander, but seems like a good spot to me. There's a little improvised campfire ring right here, nestled right next to the mountains. There's nothing saying don't camp here. We're camping here. All right. Whew. That's my view. And there's a little stream. I was tempted to go in that water, but there's a what I assume to be caribou leg rotting in the water right there. So I don't think I'll be going in the water. But I'm gonna get camp set up real quick. I am not putting out my awning. I am putting my bug screens on the windows and calling that good, because it's coming on 8 o'clock. The Jeep is all squared away. I have made my caprese salad with yellow tomatoes and still no basil because I didn't buy any. But tonight I have cookies. Pretty happy about having cookies. I'm whooped and I'm gonna call it for the night. And I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and it'll help you see more. We'll see you down the road.